So are
and
we live
stream it.
on your, oh yeah,
So,
the meeting is now.
so now it's going on to my Facebook page, and I will share that to my timeline.
So how do you do that from Zoom, Bob? Or is that an offline conversation?
Yeah, let's do that offline.
Okay. Do you have to have a special account?
I do have the pro account, of
I
course.
do too, but
Yeah.
I've never seen where I can do that.
Yep. So the extended menu, go to the three dots, and you can't do it with when you're
Yeah,
an attendee.
right. Okay.
But you can do it.
Okay.
Oh, what a great shot of me. Oh my God. That's the picture they're going to use to share to really. Oops. Here, let me.
Oh, did they grab a screenshot?
Yeah. They
It's always
just
like,
they just pick a picture, and I'm like, it's terrible.
it's funny when I was working with David Blittersdorf on his LinkedIn profile.
Oh yeah, I remember
he wanted
that.
he has this great interview that he's sitting inside of the warehouse where the solar trackers and stuff are built. And he's talking and everything, and really great. You know how David like always smiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, so the picture that got grabbed in the thumbnail when we uploaded is like his eyes are half closed and his mouth is like, and he looks like, it's like one of those. And he's like, is there any way you can change it? I'm like, there's nothing we can do about that.
That's funny. Well, actually, in a Facebook Live, when you're done shooting a video, oh, wait. Yeah, it will let you choose from a number, and I think it's 10 images, still images, that you can choose from those for one that doesn't look as stupid as I look in this one. Oh, well. There we go.
That's okay. Everybody knows what you really look like, so it's not a big deal.
I know it is scary. It's sort of like when I go into a liquor store and they ask me if I want a bag for the bottle of gin or whatever it is I'm getting, and I'm like, everybody knows I drink, so no, save the bag. I don't need a bag. So has everybody tried
I can't hear Karen, but I can hear her laughing just by her face.
It is kind of
Don't even know her. Hi, Karen.
So just a heads up, we are live on Facebook now. So it is at this point, there is a recording from here on in. I didn't record our earlier conversation on Zoom, but for, I guess, so did everybody in Zoom do the poll? Because I was going to end it if they haven't.
I did it.
I'd like to invite the folks on Facebook, anybody that's over there, to click on the link for the Zoom event itself. So the Facebook event, I can't really monitor both places, so I'm not able to really do justice to the conversation in Facebook. But if you'd like to join us on the Zoom platform, just go ahead and click that link that's provided that says Zoom in it somewhere, and join us in the Zoom room. That's where all the fun is. And I have a poll there for visitors, and it's about whether or not you'll grow a garden this year and how you deal with your kitchen scraps. So if you want to take the poll, click on the link for Zoom and come on in and join us. And that's as much just for every morning for anybody that wants to participate. You have to come into Zoom. So, Sarah, I wanted to talk to you about the coffee business now, and where do you go from here? I mean, not you necessarily, but for people that you know in retail business, what's going to save us? What's going to happen?
I wish I had the answer.
Damn it.
At this moment, we're trying to sort of triage and stay within compliance with the social distancing and hand washing and disinfecting and everything. We are still technically allowed to do takeout, but in a small town in Eastern Orange County in late March, it's not really sustainable. So we will at some point probably have to mothball and hope that when we come out the other end of this, we can open back up again. I'm keeping my core employee busy and employed so that she will still be with me when it's time to come out the other end of this.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
I am typing. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask while I thought you were going to talk longer. It's not like you
Oh,
to
well,
not have. Yeah, go ahead.
you know me, I can always talk longer.
I was relying on you to talk
I don't have
longer.
anything really uplifting to say at this moment, other than that it's kind of a wait and see proposition. You know, we have to, my hope was that after people kind of got settled into their routine of working from home, that we might see, you know, people coming out a couple times a week to, you know, to order out some breakfast or lunch. And, you know, I think the reality is that given the rising unemployment rate and the lack of
who's going to have money for
lack of income that many people are seeing, or uncertainty, means that they're not doing anything extra right now.
Well, I'm coming over for some coffee. I'm coming over for a bag of coffee. So, and I actually I went to the grocery store the other day and was in the coffee aisle and made the conscious choice to buy from you rather than from the grocery store. And those little choices, I also looked at like frozen pizza, and I thought, you know what, I got a pizza place right across the street.
Right.
And this is Colatina Exit, thanks to my friends at Colatina. They have now a complete barrier, so there is no social connection between pickup for pizzas and restaurant food. They'll put the pizza outside on the table, and you pick it up and put the money in the jar. And you pay either over the phone or when you order it, or you pay cash in the jar. So, they're taking it really seriously, which is great. As if what they're trying to do is stay in business, then that's one way to do it.
This is what I do in between every customer. I don't want anybody to feel paranoid, but I'm watching what you touch, because I'm going to go around and clean everything after you go, just so that we don't have any possibility of contamination.
Do you have your Christmas lights up all year round?
Oh yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, make sure you don't take those down. Yeah, very festive.
Speaking of just sanitary stuff, there was a really great PSA that went around social media yesterday by a doctor from Michigan, and it's about a 10-minute video on how to shop in the grocery store, and then what to do when you got home with your groceries, because you don't know how many hands have touched that jar of peanut butter or that bag of coffee or whatever. And it seemed completely over the top, but you know what? We're gonna be doing a lot of things that are over the top to try to make this, stall. So,
right.
But it was one of the things I found interesting is he basically said, like, when you get home from the store, leave all of your bags outside. It'll be in the single-use plastic, unfortunately. Come inside and like wipe down your countertop where you're gonna put your bags. Like wipe it down with Clorox or Lysol or whatever your disinfectant of choice is. And then take each thing out and wipe it down and then put it away. And one of the things he did also stress was your fresh fruit, like apples and oranges and things that are, the skin is porous, is to wash your fruit like you wash your hands for 20 seconds, using, at least hot water, if not, some kind of organic.
You actually you need the detergent to break the cell wall of the virus. Right. So we have
like an organic soap or something like that is what he suggested.
Yeah.
But he also made a good point. I would never have thought of this. Like sometimes when I go to the store, I'll buy the Klinger's bread and bring it home. Huh?
What is Klinger's bread?
Klinger's is a bakery in Burlington, and they sell a lot of their fresh breads in various supermarkets. So if you bring home fresh bread, is to literally take it, like you don't want to wipe down the plastic, because sometimes those plastic bags are they've got those little punched holes in them.
Oh yeah, perforated. Yep.
Perforated. Thank you. Is put it into like another container before you can put it in plastic. So like let it out of the plastic and then throw the plastic away because you don't want to wipe down that porous perforated
Yeah.
with a disinfectant. But never stuff I never would have thought to do.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that I'd never thought I would ever do.
Yeah.
Staying home forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not shaking hands, not giving people a hug.
So bizarre.
Yeah, it is. Working from home for forever now. It's not as bad for me. I don't really.
Well, I've been
it
doing the
doesn't
same
bother me.
thing.
Yeah.
I've been using Zoom for 5 years as my tool to do my
Tool of
work from
choice.
home. So this is all like kind of normal to me.
Yeah. So Sherry, I have a poll. I wonder if I can relaunch the poll. I can relaunch poll. I didn't realize that how easy this is. So there is a poll there if you want to take it. Hey, Keith, good morning. What do you want? You're talking to me. So, oh no. What's your temperature?
96.7.
Oh, how come you look all hot and sweaty? Oh, I don't know if I want to know the answer.
Get out of the shower.
Oh, okay. That's different. Well, as long as he's okay, that's good. I was afraid
We're okay.
Okay, good. So anyway, go ahead and go through that poll, Sherry, and let us know what you think about those things.
Okay.
And so clearly this came up on Facebook then, right? You clicked on it from there?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Had a little bit of trouble, but
So I just went back to the Facebook page and to see what it looks like there. And instead of the still shot, Sarah, of me, there is a still shot of Sarah. And I can't change it. I'm sorry. It's what the hell? I don't know who walked in the door, but somebody did.
There's a pandemic out there.
That's terrible.
I think it's a great
Sarah,
picture
was that
of
the
you.
look on your face when you got the call to go in the quorum yesterday?
Yes, exactly. You've got to be kidding me.
It reminds me of the shower scene in
Psycho.
the Alfred Hitchcock
Psycho.
Yeah. Like a little. I've seen her look psycho before. So Sarah and Chris Pearson, Senator Chris Pearson, and I do produce a weekly video blog of an update from the State House and the Vermont Legislative Climate Solutions Caucus. And they have a website address. What's your website address, Sarah? Oh, sorry.
VTClimateCaucus.com.
Okay, so you can visit there for information about what they're doing and see some of the videos, and then you can go
also
to
follow us on Facebook.
right, and you can see a bunch of the videos that I've shot over the last 6 months or so at bobthegreenguy.com/climate-solutions, and can I just say nice things about you, Sarah, for just a second about what the caucus is doing and everything? Just say yes. So Sarah and Chris last fall went around Vermont. Well, let me go even back to last summer quickly, and I'll just quickly do this. After the legislative session last year, after they finished in May, the Climate Solutions Caucus at the time, there's probably 60 members or something. No, anyways, a lot of members. And they met separately together and virtually to talk about how to hit the ground running this legislative sessions. And they came up with pages of ideas of things that they could be doing. And then Sarah and Chris and probably other people that I don't remember participated or took those papers and sort of sugared them off to an agenda for this legislative session. And what was going to happen in the fall to sort of get people's data about their feeling on all these things. So they did a road show to like 20 towns around Vermont. And they did about a 20-minute presentation, and I've got 5 or 6 of them posted live, or the videos of those events on bobthegreengod.com/climate-solutions. Self-promotion plug right there. And but the presentations were basically the same. They evolved. They got actually really better and better as they did them more. But what I was most interested in was the questions that we got from the audience. And so I purposely turned my camera away from the speakers and onto the questioner. And I've got 20 or so questions posted on my website that people kept asking about what was happening in the State House and how the effect of it all. And the one that kept coming up over and over was, are we being bold enough? And it's a really good question. And just the way, I mean, I remember there was a 16-year-old girl in Burlington who was, she stood up to ask a question and she was literally shaking. I mean, I'm getting emotional again, just thinking about it. And here's a kid who's got the weight of the world on her shoulders. And it's just not supposed to be that way, you know? So we have a huge responsibility to actually act on climate hashtag. And so when I realized the work that was going into the preparation work that was going into the legislative session and their ability to hit the ground running in January, and boy, did they ever. Bills were moving. Committee meetings were actually being were voting things through with either unanimous or nearly unanimous votes, all on the eye of climate issues, but also from the perspective, as far as I'm concerned, of the economy. I said it yesterday in the show yesterday. You know, we spend $2 billion a year in Vermont on fossil fuels that pollute the planet. Yes, they heat our homes, they move us and our things around, but it's killing us, and it's killing the ability for humans to live on this planet. And it just doesn't make economic sense. $1.7 billion of the $2 billion, these are big numbers. 1.7 billion leaves the state's economy every year. So how is that? That isn't Vermont. That isn't how we do things in Vermont. We buy eggs from the lady down the street who puts them out in a cooler in her front yard. We buy coffee from our coffee shop across the street instead of from the grocery store, because we're trying to support our local economy. And our energy source is coming from afar, and it's unhealthy for us. And the companies that produce this know that serving suggestion says, burn this. And when you burn it, it goes into the atmosphere and it affects our ability to live on this planet. It's ridiculous. So we need to switch to renewable energy sources. We have the technology. It exists right now. It works. We need to lower our energy use and needs requirements. And by doing that, it makes renewable energy even more affordable and more justifiable. We need to figure out different ways of getting around. Now, my grocery store, the larger one, is a mile from my house. So for me to invest in some pannier baskets that go on my bicycle, one on either side, I could fit all the groceries I need into those two for a week. So investing in $60 in a couple pannier baskets is way smarter than jumping in my 2,000-pound 17-year-old car and driving a mile up the street. So that makes a lot more sense. Maybe if it were 5 miles, or maybe if it was 2 miles, I might want to think about an electric bicycle. So if it's hilly or whatever, then then I can do all my local transportation needs with electricity, just totally makes sense to me anyway. I saw somebody in Montpelier last summer riding her little electric scooter around, the little skateboard like thing, and with a handlebar. She went everywhere with it. She had a backpack on and she went grocery shopping with it, and all kinds of things. And her life, basically 85%, she said, of her transportation was on that scooter in Montpelier. She was able to go to the bank, the post office, the library, the bar, wherever she wanted to go, she could go on her scooter. And it cost her like 35 cents of electricity to run this thing all day long. So we need to rethink how we get around. That's my feeling. So energy efficiency. So food is the other thing I wanted to talk about. I mentioned it yesterday. Our ability to buy local produce from our local farmers has gotten so much easier and better than it used to be. CSAs, this is a community supported agriculture. It's something I would really encourage folks to visit NOFA.org, Northeastern Organic Farmers Association. They have a list of all the farms in Vermont that are members who produce food in Vermont. I would much rather go through that list and find folks near me who, or even farther away if they'll deliver one way or another, and try to buy as much of my produce and food through a network like that, and support our local economy. So transportation, energy efficiency. Well, energy efficiency is an easy one, and we've got Efficiency Vermont. I wanted to share, this is what I was going to talk about today, so I'm just going to finish up my rant. Efficiency Vermont has proven its value for years now. Every dollar invested in it gives us $2 worth of value for the state. It's a huge opportunity for us to save money and energy on heating our homes and our businesses and lighting and refrigeration and all that. But Efficiency Vermont's had their hands tied as an efficiencies utility because they could only provide assistance relating to electricity. So last year, it started rumbling that that electricity is only about 20% of our energy use in Vermont. So shouldn't we untie Efficiency Vermont's hands and let them be an all fuels utility, meaning that they could apply their same tips and tricks to transportation and to heating, thermal heating. And the opportunity for us is huge because that's the other 80% of our energy use. So it's happening in the State House that they're making an effort. Sarah, maybe you can jump in after I'm done with this rant in just a second and tell us what you know about where that stands. But the idea is to untie Efficiency Vermont's hands and let them do their magic with the rest of the fuels in our lives. And I've always said, if you can keep it local and buy from neighbors, that's the best thing you can do. Whether or not CSAs, customer or community supported agriculture, is an affordable model for all Vermonters, I can't say that it is, because you do sort of prepay for your food. I think that one thing we can think about is that we're going to be buying this food anyway. And so my dad always said, have a coffee can. We always had Maxwell House coffee when I was a kid. And we'd put a slot in the top of the plastic thing on the top of the can, and we'd put our coins in there to save them. And he always said, save that. If you want something, start saving for it now. So maybe that's part of the approach, is that, $1 here, $5 there through the year, so that in the springtime you can connect with your local farmer and purchase a share of food for the season. There might be other options for helping your lower income folks participate in consumer supported agriculture. I would like to think so. So Sarah, working in the State House, can you
I
give
have
us,
to,
okay.
Bob, I'm sorry. I have
Yep.
to sign off and I didn't want to be rude and just
Oh
disappear.
yeah, no worries, no worries.
I have another client call I got to
Oh
get
my
on,
God,
but
look what time it
this
is.
was great. And you're doing this every morning?
So far, that's the plan. Yeah, on some level. I'm
Sorry
going
to
to try
interrupt
to,
you.
I'm going to try to limit it from 8:30 to 9. But today, because of the whole Facebook debacle, I changed it. I'm just letting it run. And
It
now
was
I'm
nice
on
to
a
meet you,
rant.
Karen and Sarah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So anyway, that's my rant for today. I'll probably have a similar rant tomorrow, but there are the results from the survey. Not a lot of people did it, but that's okay. I found out what I wanted to find out. You can scroll down through. So the purpose actually of that poll was to find out if people are thinking about what they're going to do with their food waste and whether or not it's a good idea for us to just be throwing it in the garbage. But more importantly, putting together about a 30-minute video presentation on sort of the definitive way to collect your food scraps and also what to do with them, how to deal with them instead of putting them in your trash. So look for that soon. And I've got other sort of trainings that I will be sharing through Zoom in the coming weeks. I have some exciting things happening there, so stay tuned for that. And what else is going on? Oh, this afternoon at 1, I am interviewing Bill McKibben and recording a presentation. I think I mentioned this. Yeah, I did mention this earlier, but it was before the Facebook event started. So next Tuesday night at the Kellogg Hubbard Library Facebook page, Bill McKibben will be streaming live through my Zoom account directly to their page so that folks can see his presentation that he was planning to do at the high school in Montpelier. And because of the coronavirus situation, we're not able to connect live in person. So I'm going to be recording Bill's presentation at 1 this afternoon. I'm kind of excited about that. And so that'll be Tuesday. I don't know what the date is. I should. Anybody know what the date is on next Tuesday? And that'll be at 7 o'clock. And of course, I'll post it in YouTube and all the other places. So let's see if there was anything else on my list. I guess to sort of wrap it up, because I'm way over time and I got to get focusing on other things. There's so much in our lives where we're out of control. And I really feel like there are things in our lives I'll be right over. Can you grind that for like a medium fine to medium, halfway in between? You rock. There are lots of things where we're out of control. I mean, if the president decides that he's going to open up businesses again on Easter, I really encourage you to ignore him because he is a buffoon. Ask any of the doctors. Follow science. Don't follow blindly. It is kind of out of our control. There are lots of things out of our control, but there are things that are in our control. And over the coming days and weeks, I hope to share with you things that you can do that make a positive difference to the world and help you move to living more sustainably in Vermont or anywhere, frankly. So dealing with your food scraps, figuring out how to use less energy in your home, solving all of your different transportation challenges. It's one thing if I want to do a road trip to California, I have one set of transportation needs. But if I want to go to the post office and it's a mile down the road, I have other transportation options. Consider what those are and choose the one that makes the most sense. So that's my rant for today. I think this was only my first cup too. So you would think, oh, stop it, Sarah. I'm seeing your donuts there. That's not even fair. I'm going to have to get another cup of coffee and make and have a donut to go with it. But I have to take it to go because I can't eat it in your restaurant. So the local buzz, thanks for joining us, Sarah. And hopefully we can all ride out this, the next few months. I think it is going to be months, if not longer. And so keep your eye on how to adapt to this and figure out ways that you can start to pivot the way you live from our old normal to the new normal, because it's going to be like this for a while. So figure out how to use Zoom, figure out how to communicate with people on different platforms so that you can continue to feel like you're connected with people, even if we're not like physically able to shake hands or give each other a hug. So who knows? Who knows? Karen, I'd love to figure out how to get your phone to work for us. If you have a laptop or an iPad or another device at some point, I hope maybe you could try that. If you see me on, please jump in. No, I can't hear you now. I can read your lips though. So I'm not sure exactly how to help you with that. I've tried everything on my end. Sherry, did you, what's up with you? You want to give us a quick thing before we go? Anything? You're here every morning. I appreciate that. Oh, I need to unmute you. Oh, I just muted you. Wait, there we go. There we go. Okay. So what's going on? Anything?
Come show your bread you made yesterday.
Oh,
He's been
nice.
making bread every other day. And this one is pretty amazing. Look at this.
That's like a real loaf of bread. Light and fluffy. Ta-da. That's awesome. Well, there you go.
So making your own bread, we gave one to a friend yesterday, dropped it off, left it on her car hood. Drove away.
I wish someone would leave some Chinese food on my car hood. I don't have a very good Chinese restaurant. There's one right across the street from where I live that I have tried. And I wish someone else would open one. Anyway, just looking around. So mom is back from her walk. Wanted to just let you know that that's happening. And she says, are you working today? Let's see. She's warming up her coffee. It's real cloudy today in Florida. The sun's trying to come out. And she has been for her first 1.5 mile walk. What's fun with my mom is she's forgetting that she's gone on a walk. So she comes back from her walk in the morning and sits down in her chair in the living room to have some more coffee with me and falls asleep. And then she'll wake up in a start. And I watched her do this when I was helping her in the spring. And she'll wake up like, oh my God, I've got to go for my walk. And she, before I can tell her, Mom, you've already been on your walk. You forgot, but you've already done it. Off she goes. And then she'll do the same thing in the afternoon. And honestly, here's a woman who's 89 years old, weighs 83 pounds, and is, she's relatively fit, and she's walking 6 miles a day without realizing it.
Wow.
So mile and a half in the morning, 1.5 miles in the afternoon. And then occasionally she'll forget either in the morning or in the afternoon and does it again, or she'll do both of them. So it makes my sit up that I did this morning look pretty pitiful. So any political news, Sherry, that we should know about what's going on with the Orange County Democrats? Anything we should know about that's coming up?
Our next meeting is going to be Molly Gray as a speaker via Zoom with our host, Bob Farnham. I need to write a newsletter today and send out that information. I
wrote the date down yesterday. I need to pen that into my calendar. What is the date and what time?
April 8th.
Oh yeah, I do remember now.
Second Wednesday.
So Molly Gray is running for lieutenant governor in Vermont. And, every time I see something posted either by her as an op-ed or about her as an article on some platform, I learned a little bit more about her. I did stream her kickoff event from the Space on Main here in Bradford, and I was really impressed. She's a hot ticket, so I'm all in for Molly, and I'm hopeful that helping her to get the word out will make a difference. April 8th, and I think it was at 7. Did you say, Sherry?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be sending you a link shortly with
Okay, and I'll
where.
send that out in our newsletter then.
Yep,
This
yep,
good
that's,
project for today.
yep, it is. Okay, well, I don't see. Let me just jump over to Facebook real quick while I'm still live and see if there are any questions over there. I'm gonna just refresh that page real quick. I can't really. I've just accepted the fact that I can't stream and deal with questions at the same time in Facebook. Facebook friends, if you're watching on Facebook, it's less of a social event for you, but I welcome everyone on Facebook to jump into the Zoom meeting if they want to participate on any level. You can come in with your camera. You can come in to the room by clicking the link, and that'll be the same link for every Who's Up for Coffee event. Then but when you click that link, you'll enter the room, but you will have your camera off. It will automatically be off, and it will be muted, so you won't be able to. We won't be able to hear you. And then when I see you come in the room, I'll turn those things on. You'll be able to turn your camera on only if you want to, and your mic only if you want to. So you can just listen in and lurk, or you can participate. But the Facebook experience is going to be different. It's just going to be, you'll be able to watch the live stream, but you won't be able to, I won't be able to answer questions until after the event is over. That's just a little housekeeping thing. Okay, I don't see anything there that is pressing. So I think I'm going to finish up for today and start focusing on all the things that I have to do. So thanks for joining in, everyone. And I will see you all tomorrow morning at 8:30. Thanks
Bye-bye.
again, Karen. Thanks, Sherry. Bye-bye.